Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today's story is gonna be one I'm surprised I haven't actually told yet, considering how not even that long ago it took. But I don't really know how to intro this, so let's just get right into it. So this story is gonna be about the time that this guy followed me home for a non-good reason. So let's take this back to the first day of 11th grade, which is grade I'm in right now, because this is where the story takes place. So it's the first day of 11th grade. I walk into school, I go to my first period, and I walk in and I see this girl. Now we're gonna give her the name of a man. No, of Chelsea. We're gonna call her Chelsea. So we have Chelsea, and when I walk in, I see her for the first time. I'm like, dude, this girl's, this girl's beautiful. And I was like, maybe I could have a chance at being her boyfriend. So that's exactly what I did. For the next few days, me and her would just talk every day. We just talk about literally anything because that's how I am. I will talk about anything with anybody. I'm pretty open about anything really. So the first few days go by as like pretty normal. We're just talking, and then one day, so like it's like the second week, right? And we're talking, and then class ends, and then we walk out of class, and I'm still talking to her out in the hallway. And we weren't even talking about anything like about like relationship wise. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm pretty sure it was something about the class, but it wasn't even anything that big. It wasn't anything that like bad or relationship ish or stuff like that. And this dude comes out of nowhere because Chelsea, she looked up, and I was like, what are you looking at? And I turn around, and this dude comes out of nowhere and pushes me to the ground. And I'm like, dude, what the heck was that? And he's like, don't talk to my girl. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even know she was your girl. And he's like, well, now you know, bro. Don't talk to her. And I'm like, all right, bro. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. He's like, yeah, you better not. If you do, I'll beat you up. And he grabs her arm, and the boyfriend grabs her arm and drags her away. And I'm like, dude, what the heck was that? And my friend comes out of nowhere. Well, no, he didn't come out of nowhere. He was in the class. He was in the same class as me, and he's like, dude, what was that? And I'm like, well, that girl I was talking to, her boyfriend came out of nowhere and took her and dragged her away from me. And he's like, oh damn, weren't trying to get with her though? And I was like, yeah, I was, but obviously that didn't work. And he's like, yeah, bro, I saw that. So me and him walked to our second period class because we had the same second period. And then I walk into school the next day, right? And Chelsea's like, Jacob, come over here. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, listen, I'm sorry about my boyfriend. He is just he is just so mean about anybody talking to me that isn't him, even if it's another girl. He just doesn't really trust me much. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And she's like, no, it's okay. He's like that sometimes. I'm used to it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, don't ever listen to him. We can continue talking. He won't do anything. He's all bark, no bite. And I'm like, okay, that works for me. That works with me. So that's exactly what we did. We just kept on talking, and we would talk every day. We would when class would end, we'd walk out of the class, but we wouldn't like walk out together. We would like she would walk out, and then I'll walk out, and it would make it seem like we weren't ever talking again. But realistically, every day in class, we would be talking to each other. Until one day we made a big mistake. We were walking out of the classroom, and we were talking still. And we walk out, and we go over to the wall, and we're just like we're leaning against the wall. I'm leaning against the wall. She's not leaning against the wall. And we're talking about whatever. And then her boyfriend, of course, he comes out of nowhere, and he grabs my shoulder, and like literally turns me around and is like, "What I say about talking to my girl?" And I'm like, "Dude, listen, bro. I'm not trying to get with your girl. I'm not trying to do anything. She's just one of my friends. I'm trying to have a good conversation with her. Like, bro, you need to chill out, bro." And he's like, "Don't you talk to me like that." And he pushes me to the ground, and I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck is your problem? Like, can you just let me be?" And he's like, "No, bro, I'm not gonna let you be. You messed up this time." And he grabs her arm and drags her away from me again. And I'm like, "Oh my god." And I'm like, why can't things just ever go my way? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for taking that long break. I still can't believe this happened. And throughout the rest of the day, I'm like, all right, you know what? Maybe it's just not a good idea to talk to her. Like, I was still gonna try to have conversations, little conversations with her, but not much, like not big conversations where it would like take place outside where we'd still be walking and you could see that. So that's what I did. I'm like, all right, you know what? Just gonna have little conversations. The very next day, I'm not gonna talk to her about much big things anyway. And then so the day ends. And at this point, I had my license, so I was driving to school and driving home from school. So the day ends, and I'm going out to my car, and I get in my car, and I start to drive to my house. And there's a car that's following me, but that's like that makes sense because I was still in like the parking lot area of thing. So cars are always following other cars. It's how driving works. It's nothing big. So I didn't think much of it. And I get out of the school campus, and I'm starting to drive to my place, and the car is following me too. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's going the same way. And I take the turn to my neighborhood, and the same car takes the same turn, and I'm like, okay, they must live in the same neighborhood as me. So I take the casual route that I do, and this car is taking every turn. Every time I'm speeding up, every time I'm speeding up, the car's speeding up. Every time I'm slowing down, the car's slowing down. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I try to look to see if it's anyone that I know. Maybe someone's following me that I know is trying to tell me something or anything. And I look in it, right, and I recognize the face, and I recognize it, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. And can you guess who it is? Yep, it's the girl's boyfriend. And I'm like, there is no way this guy's following me right now. So at this point, I'm completely scared. I'm completely just like, my heart is racing, and I'm like, dude, there's no way this guy is this mad about me talking to his girl. So at this point, I'm thinking like, all right, what do I need to do? I can't let this guy just follow me to my house. So I start taking these obscure turns. I'm taking like every turn possible, and this guy's taking those exact turns. And at this point, I've basically done a lap around my neighborhood, and I'm looking at the dude, and he looks pissed. He just looks really mad. So I'm like, okay, I gotta think of something fast to do. I gotta think of a way to lose him. And I remember there's this part in my neighborhood. There's like a hill. There's like a hill road thing, and if you like speed up down it, you will go super fast. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to the road. I'm gonna take that turn. I'm gonna make it a sharp turn, and I'm just gonna speed down there and take the other turn. And that's exactly what I do. I drive over to it. I drive over to it. I'm driving slow. Trying. So he's going slow too, and I'm driving down there. And as soon as I get to that turn, I just like turn that wheel really 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 fast, go down the hill, and I put my foot on the gas pedal, and I am just zooming down that road. And I look behind myself and I don't see him. So I'm like, all right, that's good. And I take the other turn, and I just take another turn to like hide. I go into this person's driveway, and I just sit there, and I'm just like looking around, making sure he's nowhere around. And after about 2 minutes of not seeing him, I'm like, okay, I think we're good. So I drive over. I drive, really, really slowly. I'm always looking, and I don't see him at all. So I get into my driveway, and I park, and I run inside because I'm like, all right, because I'm like, dude, this guy might still see me. I don't want to take any chances. And nothing ever happens. Nothing else happens. I didn't get any text from him. I didn't see him again. And then next day, school comes along, and I'm walking to my and I'm like, I'm out in like this area where I talk to my friends before I go to my class. And the guy, he comes up to me, and he turns me around, and he's like, hey bro, I didn't see you yet yesterday. You were driving too fast. And I'm like, yeah bro, I just wanted to get to my house. And he's like, listen bro, I'm not gonna say it again. You talk to my girl again, I'm really gonna do something this time. So don't talk to her ever again. And I'm like, okay bro, I won't. And that's exactly what I did. I go into my first period, and I'm like, hey Chelsea. And she's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, dude, your boyfriend, he tried to follow me home yesterday. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he followed me home. And she's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, listen, I'll talk to him. I'm like, okay, thank you. And from that day forward, I never heard from him again. Me and Chelsea still talked, until we switched classes. And yeah, that was about it. Like, I think that I pretty much won that situation. I think she told him not to ever do it again, and he listened to her. And yeah, that's essentially the end of the story. Moral of the story: if someone tells you not to do something, I guess you shouldn't do it in case they're like really unstable and will hurt you. But yeah, that's essentially the end of the story. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day. I'll see y'all later.